Hello crocheters, today we're going to make a baby sweater, baby outfit slash dress, whatever you'd like it to be. But I'm going to show you a couple of different styles that you can use. You're going to need some scissors, a crochet needle of some sort. My hook is a USA F size hook, and I'm using a Red Heart multicolor Super Saver yarn, which is blue and pink and yellow. You can use whatever you want. I tend to not want to use a lot of different colors. So if I can do a multicolor, I find that for a baby outfit, it's really nice because I don't have to keep switching colors. So you want to go ahead and chain 52. And once you've chained 52, I'm going to show you the next step. So once you've got to the end of 52, you are going to be working with two types of crochet knots today. You're going to be working with a double crochet and a slip stitch. And that's basically all we're working with is a double crochet and a slip stitch. So it's going to be very easy. Now we're going to come into the fourth one, not the one on the hook here, and not the one next to it. So it's kind of like you're going into the fourth one there, but you're going to wrap it around and you're going to do a double crochet into the fourth one. And I'm going to show you what this is going to be a very important concept throughout this whole outfit making process. This has created what's called a double crochet. Those two chains the chains that you brought in, and because you went into that fourth loop, you've got an instant double crochet here. So what I want you to do is I want you to put a double crochet into the next stitch, and you're going to be doing 51 double crochets. If you don't know how to do a double crochet, I'm going to help you right now, but that's basically how your pattern's going to look, your collar. You're going to wrap it around, put it into the stitch, wrap it around again, bring it through, wrap it around again, go through the first two, go through the second two, wrap it around, pull it through. So you want to do that until you get to the end. And when you get to the end, if you want to count, you should have 50. And the reason you have 50 is because you use those stitches right there at the end to make this, and this counts as a double crochet. So you'll have 50 when you get to the end. When you get to the end, you want to turn your work. So go ahead and get to the end of the 50 stitches. And I'm going to show you what to do. If you need to pause this, you can pause it. And if you have a tail, I would suggest you leave, I sometimes start out my work and I have a small tail. I would suggest you leave a good 4 to 6 inches in your tail at the beginning of your work so that you can work it back in with a crochet needle once you get to the end. And sometimes I forget to do that. And then I have a hard time working my tail back in. Tail meaning that thread that's left over at the end of your yarn there. So once you get to the end doing this, again, it's a 1 double crochet in each stitch. 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end. And I'm going to, for purposes of this, I'm going to pretend I'm at the end. When you turn it, when you get to the very last one, make sure you get the very last stitch at the end. We're not going to do that, but sometimes people forget this stitch. So when you've got to the end, we're going to pretend we're at the end, okay? When you turn it, you want to put a double chain. So basically, again, we're working with double crochets and a double chain to make a double crochet or act as a double crochet. You're going to turn your work, and in the first stitch at the end, again, we're going to pretend this is the end. There's a front and a back loop right here. People forget to use the front and the back loop. So you don't want to put it through just the front loop or just the back loop. You're going to do a double crochet and you're going to put it through the front and the back loop, pretending this is the end of your work, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to put another double crochet in the same loop. So be sure to put the double crochet into the same loop, that same crochet loop. So you've got 2 double crochets in that first loop. The next one, you're going to put 1 double crochet into the next one. And then the third one, you're going to put 2 double crochets. So I hope you can see the pattern that you're creating. So for the rest of this, pretending there's 52 rows, I mean 52, not 52, 50 stitches, you're going to go ahead and do a double crochet, 1, and another double crochet in the same stitch, and then a single crochet, I mean not a single, it is a single double crochet, but that's confusing. So it's double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. That's the pattern. You're going to do that for the next 2 rows. When you get to the 3rd row, so you'll have this first row right here, the second row of double and then single crochet, and then when you get to your 3rd row, it's going to be the same thing. You want to do 2 double crochets and a double crochet. So when you get to your 3rd row, there's a couple of things you can do. So you've done your single crochets, your double, and your double. It's not connected yet. When you get to your 3rd row, you can do a slip stitch and connect. That will give you a nice little V here where you can put a button and make a little close or snap across here. You can leave it open. I'll tell you, sometimes I like to do 4 rows and then put a V, just so that I can make it easy to slip over the baby or the child's head. So I've got a nice little V in the back. And again, my tail isn't very long, so I didn't do myself any favors here. But 1, so you've done your beginning row, which is I've got this turned inside out too, so it's probably not looking like yours. Your first row that you did for me. Your second row is a double and a single crochet. Your 3rd row is a double and a single double crochet. So, you know, there's no singles. When I say single, I mean a double crochet in 1 stitch. And then by the time you've gotten to the end of that row here, you can do a slip stitch and connect, or you can wait till row 4 and do a slip stitch and connect. That's what I did. But sometimes people like to do it 3. Your 4th row is just so easy. Your 4th row is going to be single crochets, single double crochets in each stitch. So we're not expanding anymore. We're just going ahead and putting 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet. And you're going to finish out your 4th row like that. So if you need to pause this, get to your 4th row. Then you can add a slip stitch, okay? So I'm assuming you're at your 4th row. You've added a slip stitch and you've got a nice little V like this. Then you're going to get to your 5th row. Your 5th row is exactly the same thing again. Double crochets, and now you're working in the round because it's a circle. So 1, your first row is just single double crochets. Your 2nd row is a double crochet in 1 and 2 double crochets in the next. Your 3rd row is a double crochet in 1, 2 double crochets in the next. The 4th one is double crochets. The 5th one is double crochets. Your 6th one is double crochets. So it's a very, very easy pattern. Now, when you're at the end, I'm going to show you, I'm kind of at the end of my 6th row, and I'm going to show you how to make the arms. This is really the only, if you're a crocheter, this is the only thing that's a little difficult if you've never made an outfit before. So I'm at the end, and I'm still doing just a double crochet in each end here. Now, there's one thing I wanted to show you. When you get to the end here, you make sure you chain 2. I'm assuming that you know how to chain 2 at the end of every row, like we've done from the beginning. That's possibly something I'm saying after the fact, but if you've chained 2, this is the way that and you don't want to chain in between this connection that you've made, because it's going to add too many chains. So what you want to do, if you've chained 2, you want to come back up to the top loop of the chain right there, and you're picking it up and you're slip stitching around. So hopefully if you're a crocheter, you've done that. You've slip stitched all the way around and you've slip stitched it together. So that's basically the end of my 6 stitches, or six stitches, 6 rows. I'm not used to making videos, guys. I hope that you can give me a break here, but 6 stitches, 6 rows, and then I'm going to chain 2. So in order to make the arms, you're going to do 17 double crochets. 17. You're going to count 17, not including that little 2 that you made. You're going to count 17. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And my yarn is tangled. Oh, I need a professional videographer here. So my yarn got tangled, not including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. My yarn got tangled. 15, 16, 17. So what you're going to do now is you're going to count 20 loops. Make sure you're not counting the loop that your chain is in. So go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You want to count 20. And then the 21st chain is the one you want to bend. You want to bend your project like this, so you can see you've got an arm starting. You slip it in, and hopefully you know how to slip stitch, because that's what you did when you joined your work over here, is you slip stitched it together. So I've slip stitched it together. You see? Makes an arm. Hopefully you can see that. So what you're going to do is you're not going to stitch in this arm that you've just made. So you've slip stitched it, and you want to start on the front of your work now, and you're going to chain, you're going to do 30 double crochets. So you're going to count 30 double crochets across the front. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19. This is the front of your work, remember. So you want it to look nice. On my 21st loop. Again, we're doing 30 in the front. This is a nice little double crochet, easy pattern to follow. So hopefully you've done 30. I'm on my 29 and 30. So not the loop that your crochet is in, but you want to again count 20. Okay, not the one that it's in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So on the 21st one, you want to fold it in half. And you want to slip stitch. Again, if you don't know how to do these stitches, you really need to learn how to do a slip stitch and get that down. So now we should have just that back portion of our outfit that we're starting that hasn't been double crocheted. So again, most of this is you're doing a double crochet, one double crochet in each of the chains, you know, that's it. So you're doing a double, and I don't know why, but my yarn, when you have a 4 worsted yarn, you have to make sure all 4 of those little strands get into your hook. And sometimes if the yarn is loose in places, the worsted part, it starts to unravel rather, and it can really cause problems in your project. So you want to make sure that if you make a mistake, you undo it, you go back and you fix it. And I am going to tell you, I am one of these people, as long as I've been crocheting, I still make mistakes, and we all do. So again, when you get to the end, now you're at the end, you've connected your arms. See, your arms are connected. And you're not going to crochet in that connection right there. You're going to go up on your chain that you made, and you're going to slip stitch. Remember, we're going to slip stitch in. And you're going to slip stitch around, and you're going to chain 2. That chain, again, every time you chain 2 from where you started up, you're chaining 2. That's counting as a chain. So when you do your double crochets around, you're going to go ahead and do the same. This is the same stitch, folks, for the rest of the project. It's a double crochet in each chain. But when you come around and you get to that sleeve, you're going to put a double, see underneath where you've created that chain, you're going to put a double crochet under the sleeve, and you're going to just keep working right here. You're going to start working, and you're going to work across. You're going to work across, and you're not going to touch the sleeve. So when you get done, you're going to do 16 more rows of this double crochet, so that when you're done with the 16 rows, now this is a tighter weave, and I'm going to show you what I did with this. This is more of a girl's dress. This is more of a top for a toddler that we're making. And there's 2 types that you can do. And I'm going to show you the one that you're doing right now with me is going to look more like this. It's going to look more like this when it's done, because that, I'm going to pull this up high so you can see, that is more of a toddler pattern. And I'm going to tell you right now how you can reduce it to make more of a baby pattern. So if you just bear with me here. So this is the same thing, single, single, double, and then single, single, single all the way down. And what I did in the back of this one is I put a little button and I made a little circle for that to go around in. And with this pattern, it's almost the same. Cute little button in the back, girl's dress. And I'm going to show you how, what I did is, instead of doing the 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then connecting the arm, you do 5 rows. And when you get to the 5th row, it makes a shorter arm. And you can also do only 1 row of the single and the double crochets, which is going to tighten that up, and it's going to make a smaller pattern. So with this 2 rows of the single and the double right here that you're working, this makes more of a, you know, a 24-month, 18 to 24-month pattern, versus if you do something like this, where you just do the single, single, and then the double, then you've got more of a 6-month toddler pattern that you can make. And this is kind of like, you know, I made this more of like a little toddler top with the dress and the pant. So it's really an easy pattern to make, and you can just continue on. And what, again, with this one that we're doing right here, you want to continue on at least probably 15 to 16 rows, and then you can see where you want to stop. So hopefully that helps you, and have a great day. Bye.